What's up, guys? It's Matt here with Tanks Lawn Maintenance. It is currently 7:35 p.m. Sunday evening, November the 17th, 2024, year of our Lord. Excuse me, guys. I had an air bubble come up, man. But it's been a beautiful day, man. It really has. It's been a bluebird day. The grass, or the ground in a lot of places is still saturated. My wife and I, Mama Tank, we went and played golf at around 11 o'clock this morning, and golly, that's the longest round of golf we ever played in our lives. It took almost 5 hours. It was just, the pace of play was so slow. If you know anything about golf, man, you get it. I can't stand a slow pace of play, but it's all good, man. We had a good time. It was a beautiful day. Everything is still saturated, and you know how it is trying to work your short game in saturated soil. It can be kind of tricky, but anyway, that's neither here nor there, man. That's not what this video's about. I'm sure y'all could care less about golf. That ain't why y'all watch these videos. But as most, I watched the video. If any of you guys are subscribed to New Hope Cuts down in South Georgia, Buster Davis, really cool guy, man. I talked to him quite a few times on the phone, man. Seems like a real down-to-earth dude. Don't know him that well, but seems like a pretty cool dude, man. And I'd like to get up with him one day and maybe have a beer or go play around the golf or go fishing or something. Maybe we can make that happen one day during the winter. But anyways, man, he sent me a link to a video that he put out, which I had actually watched the video right after he sent me that link. I didn't even know he sent me the link until after I watched the video. But he was talking about a conversation we had Thursday. It rained like hell up here Thursday, man. It rained all day. And I'm in Augusta, Georgia. He's down in Perry, Georgia. And it rained something fierce Thursday. And that's why the ground is still saturated, man, because it's been cool. We hadn't had a whole lot of wind, and it just hadn't had time to dry out yet. So hopefully it'll be dry enough in the morning where I can put some of them mowers on there. But we were talking about mulching leaves versus bagging leaves. And, you know, as most of you know, I typically mulch leaves. But there is the occasion. It normally happens once or twice a year. This year is the exception, okay? I'll tell you about this year here in just a second. But normally what I do is mulch leaves, but occasionally a customer will call me and want me to remove leaves, and I'll go out there and look at it. And look, man, if the money's right, if the money's right, and that's key, guys, that is key on everything we do. Anything you do for a living, the money has to be right. You have to make sure that you are making a high profit margin on what you do. Well, I've done 3 other than this year. No, I'm sorry, I've done 4. The very first job I ever done in landscaping was leaf removal, and I lost my ass on that. I really did. And this first job I ever did, didn't know how to charge, didn't know how long it was going to take me, and I sorely underbid it. But other than that, I've done 3, and those 3 jobs have been over $1,000. One of them was almost $2,000, and that's getting done in one day. And in my area for lawn maintenance, that's pretty par for the course. You know, you're going to make around between $1,000 and $2,000 a day in my area. But that's extremely rare. That's extremely rare that I've had leaf removals that cost that kind of money. And the reason being is because it takes all darn day, for one, and for two, you got to have somewhere to haul it. You got to pay a dump fee, just things like that, you know. But I typically mulch leaves is what I've done, and that's something I've done since I've been in business, was mulching leaves. And if you know what you're doing, if you have any experience at all, it's really not hard to do, man. It might take you 20 or 30 extra minutes per property to mulch leaves. And yes, you do have to charge extra for it. You have to charge extra. Typically, when I'm mulching leaves, I'm starting out at $100, okay? Starting at $100 when I'm mulching leaves, just because of the time that it takes. You've got to blow everything out of the bed. You got to blow it off of your hardscapes, all that. Blow it out to where you can get to it in the mower, and then you've got to run over it. And what I do is I'll have that chute blocker closed, but it'll be pointing in one direction. I will not go back, and I will not stripe a yard while I'm mulching leaves. What I do is I go forward, reverse, and I keep doing that until I get to my stopping point. And what that does, it just grinds everything up. And it's like Buster said, it pulverizes it. It really does. If you know what you're doing and you got the right equipment, get either a mulching kit or a chute blocker. You know, I have the advanced chute system on my 61, and I have the green guard on my 36. And I don't use mulch kits, but you can drop that chute blocker and it's just as good as a mulching kit. And that with some gator blades or some Ballard Ripper blades or something similar to that, and you can flat out decimate those leaves. You really can. And the way I do it is I mulch them up, and I'll have the customer cut their sprinkler system on for 5 to 10 minutes, and it washes all that dust that's on top of the lawn when you're done. It washes all that down into the lawn, and you just basically can't even tell that there were ever leaves on the property. I don't know what this guy's doing, but you can't even tell there were ever leaves on the property to begin with. And I've been doing it that way since I started. But like I said, I do occasionally have somebody ask me to remove leaves. But it's like I told Buster the other day when I talked to him. This year has been an exception. It really has. And I don't know what has happened, but a lot of people, a lot of my customers that I have had over the years have gotten in touch with me and asked me to remove the leaves instead of mulching them up. And that's something I don't like doing. I don't like handling grass clippings. I don't like handling mulched up leaves or anything like that. But if the money is there, I'll do it. And but the way I do it is, if they call me or reach out to me and ask me to do that, my starting point is $300. And I know that sounds like a lot. Some cases it might not take but about an hour and a half to do, but it is what it is. My starting point is $300. For one, I don't like doing it. For two, it's a nasty job. For three, you got to have something to do with them leaves, man. And a lot of these customers, especially in my area, I live in the suburbs, people around here just don't have places to dump grass clippings or leaves. You've got to take it to your local dump. So yeah, my starting point is $300 for leaf removal. And you'd be amazed at the amount of people that have bit the hook on that. You'd be amazed. And it's worked for me. And it's like I was telling him the other day, you know, I don't like bagging leaves. I really don't. But at the same time, the kind of money I'm making on that service, this time of year, things slow down greatly. And you're just simply not making the revenue that you were. But if I can make that kind of money on a service, I'm going to invest in it. And that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to sit down this year. It's probably going to be halfway through the summer before this happens, but I'm seriously going to get I'm going to get another truck, get a long bed truck. I'm going to get a dump bed insert. That way I can have somewhere to put stuff and easily dump it out without having a tarp in the back of the truck, because that is a pain. But have that going for me, and then also have a walker and or something equivalent like the Toro Navigator or something like that. But yeah, I mean, in my area, just about every landscaper you see in my area is toting a lawnmower just like that. Some of them will have a tarp thrown out on their trailer, and they'll dump grass clippings or whatever they have on that tarp. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it the right way. That way I can use my entire trailer for equipment and not debris. But just a thought, man. And Buster wasn't bashing me for that or anything like that. He was just saying how he does things in his area. And hey, man, I don't know. There may not be a market for that kind of stuff in his area. And I know where he lives, they have a lot of centipede and St. Augustine, and they do have some Bermuda and zoysia and stuff like that too, I'm sure. But I've been down around those parts and stuff like that. But typically in your more rural areas, you have people that have nice properties, and I'm not knocking people in rural areas, because some of those properties in rural areas are beautiful. Some of them are gorgeous, but you just don't have as many HOAs or gated communities, and you have them, you just don't have as many. But probably 90% of the properties around here, especially the ones that I service, are in gated communities or HOA communities. And they're funny about that kind of stuff, man. And he said something about $1 million loans, man. Ain't nobody around here got no $1 million loan, man. Don't listen to Buster Davis. That fool's crazy. He used to live up here. He knows. But yeah, we don't have $1 million loans. We've definitely got $1 million properties, but nobody's loan around here costs $1 million. But they do put a lot of time and effort into their loan, and the reason being is, for one, we live so close to the Augusta National Golf Course, and a lot of these people rent their houses out during Masters Week, and they want that stuff looking nice. But that's pretty much the extent of it. And not to mention the fact, man, we do have a lot of zoysia loans up here. It's mainly Bermuda, but there is a lot of zoysia loans up here, and there's not many, but there is some centipede and some St. Augustines, and there's, in some of your rural areas around here, we have bahia and stuff like that, but not much. I don't service many rural areas, but that's just the way it is around here. And look, man, if these people are willing to pay this price, I'm willing to take their money. Simple as that. And but I will say this, man, before you get into leaf removal, like if you're new to lawn care or whatever, if this is your first season doing it, you're probably not going to be able to do leaf removal, man. You're probably going to be better off turning those jobs down and just sticking to mulching up leaves and things like that. Because, for one, if you're just getting into lawn care, you probably don't have the time to do leaf removal. You're probably working on Saturday and Sunday, and if you've got other customers, man, leaf removal is a very time-consuming job if you don't have the equipment to do it. And I know that from experience. My wife and I, the very first landscaping job I ever done was leaf removal, and it was a job that I thought was going to take about 2.5 hours, and I charged the woman $250, and it wound up taking us 8 hours. We were there from sunup past sundown getting this job done, and I lost my tail on it, but I had to get the job done just because of the simple fact that I was obligated to do it. But the good thing that came out of that is I gained a customer, a year-round customer, a year-round weekly customer, and she gets every single service that I offer except for mulch installation. And the only reason she don't get mulch installation is because I install pine straw twice a year on her property. So you win some, you lose some, man. Sometimes you got to lose to win. But and that's definitely what happened in this case. But yeah, so if you do want to get into leaf removal, I suggest waiting a few years, build you some clientele up, and build you a bank up, and save up some money and get some equipment to do it. Because if you're just out there with a tarp and a blower and a landscaping trailer, it's gonna be a while, and you're not gonna make a whole lot of money. So for starting out, man, just stick with mulching up leaves. Just stick with mulching up leaves. You're gonna come out 10 times better. But I'm just now getting into leaf removal, and I really don't have the equipment that you should have to do it. The only bagging equipment I have, I've got the little leaf balloon thing, is what I call it. I found that on Grow It We Mow It's YouTube page, and I just went off of that and made that for my grass gobbler. But I have that, and I have the Toro Turf Master for yards that are too big or too small to use that leaf balloon in. But I can typically, on a 1/4 acre property, I can pretty much remove an entire property's worth of leaves in about 2 hours and fill up about half a trailer with leaves, and I can do that about 3 times a day, and I can get $300 minimum off of that. And here lately, that's what I've been doing, man. It's been working out for me, and I actually found that to be a good thing. And who would have thought, right? But anyways, guys, just wanted to touch on that for a minute, man. It's Sunday. We are about to get back on this grind, and I've got to get all of my contract customers done this week. I'm gonna be working from sun up to sundown every single day this week, and because I'm not working next week at all. We're taking the entire week off, and we're taking the kids to DC. But I'm gonna try to be done by Thursday night, because I really want to get up. My wife is taking my mother-in-law to a Jelly Roll concert up in Charlotte for her birthday, so I'm gonna try to go play golf Friday morning, as long as I can get all my stuff done by Thursday night. But it is what it is, man. If I can't play golf, I can't play. You know, I gotta make that money first. But hey, man, don't sneeze at removing leaves yet. But if you can't do it, you can't do it, man. But there is good money in it. But look, man, y'all have an amazing week, and y'all get out there and crush it, man. And all you weekend guys, man, I hope y'all had an amazing weekend. I hope y'all killed it out there. And the rest of y'all, man, I just hope y'all got plenty of rest and had a good weekend. But I'll cut y'all back on soon, and until then, y'all keep cutting that grass and keep making that money. Holler at y'all. Bye.